Welcome to the joint. Welcome to the joint. This is Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. But y'all see the thumbnail? I decided to make a comparison, just a pose picture between Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, and Devin Haney, and try to figure out what all of them have in common. But y'all know how we do. You know how we do. Welcome back. Welcome back to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. Would y'all all do me a favor as you enter into the building? Please, please, please lean in on that like button. Hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and get your subscribe on. If you've already subscribed, don't touch that dial. We got you locked in. But please hit that like button. Even if you're looking at me on replay or it was shared to you, hit the like button. The email I can be reached at is boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. That's boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. And I do like cash apps, as I told y'all before. My super chat thing, I don't know what YouTube's doing to my channel. They erased all my accomplishments. So it's almost like I'm starting over again. Um, before I had took a pause, I wasn't getting no time, um, earned for my views and all that good stuff. Like it was just a lot of stuff going on. So now maybe they'll get it right this next time. I can't figure it out. But I do have a cash app, and that's Boxing Fans Talk TV. That's Boxing Fans Talk TV. That's my cash app. I try to come on between Monday through Fridays every day at 7:30 p.m. Even if I don't have nothing to talk about, I'm gonna talk about something, just a little something, something. Just to even if I'm on 15 minutes. I'm trying to cut down the show to just stay at an hour. That's another thing I'm trying to do and try to get everything I need to say or talk about in that hour. Now, I ain't saying I'll never go over that hour, but that's gonna be far and in between. Uh Now someone remind me, do I still talk about the water? Water check, water check, water check. Have you drank all your water you supposed to per day? Have you reached your limit? It's 100 ounces of water that here at Boxing Fans Talk TV that we try to reach every day. Every day. And the day starts after midnight, by the way. So between midnight and 11:59 p.m. the next day, that's when you're supposed to get all the water you can. Now the formula is half your body weight in water. But we know people ain't drinking water like that. So just reach for 100 ounces a day. Even if you fall short an ounce or two or 10, don't worry. There after tomorrow is always another day. I messed that one up. But that's like my Vivian Lee voice from Gone with the Wind. After all, tomorrow is another day. So Drink your water, drink your water. You don't want to be dehydrated. There's no reason for people to be dehydrated. Believe it or not, when you do damage to your body, it's lingering. It might go high for a minute, be dormant for a minute, but it will come back on your ass. And speaking as for the group of people who was just in their 20s like yesterday and are no longer in their 20s, trust and believe me, don't start none, won't be none. Start it. I see we got Boxing Guy 7 in the building. What's popping, King? He said, Miss T, how's it going today? Just getting off in a live and a live to entertain me on the ride home. Okay. Oh, you just coming in the live. Okay. I, I messed that up or I don't know. But I know what you mean. Jason Williams is in the building. Was Poppy King? He said, peace and blessings, Miss T. And yes, I hit the like button on the way in. But did you drink your water today, Jason? That's the question. That's the operative word. He said, you can talk about health and wellness, business, whatever. It doesn't have to just be boxing talk all day, every day. I try to be like that sometimes, but I also take the time. I like to correct myself, like on spot. If I was wrong on, on the cast, on the podcast, then I'm gonna be correcting myself on the podcast. So today I'm gonna start off with something other than the thumbnail. Just want to get some clarification because it was said this, that, and the other. Remember, all y'all coming in here, please, please, please hit the like button on your way in. Be courteous. Be courteous to a sister and be amazing. Because that's what you are. You are amazing. Anyway, so y'all remembered a couple of days ago when we had a podcast and we got to talking about Mr. Schofield with a character, right? And so I just wanted to go back and check myself to see what I missed. To see those interviews where he was going off, where everybody said, oh, he was going off and everything, and just see what I saw. I got a glimpse of it, a taste of it. I think somebody in here said he was zesty, and I said, well, you said it, I didn't. Um, But and I want to clarify some stuff just in case if they watching, they can come on the show too. So when I went back and looked at Schofield Senior's reactions to Keyshawn Davis, I looked at that one. I looked at Greg Hackett, and I looked at some other ones. Now, just wanted to make sure what we said on the podcast the other day was accurate. And also, what I was feeling and assuming about him was accurate. I already said that. This is what I came up with. This is what I came up with when I was watching him. To those who say he was a bit zesty, I'm going to tell you, I can see why you say that. I can see why you say that. No arguments here. And so, I mean, I must agree then because I said I could see why you say that. But I will say he all man. I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna say that dude is all man because he does things that I guess you guys can consider as feminine or girly or whatever. He even has a soft voice. Doesn't have bass in his voice or whatever. And so, you know, you can't really judge a book by its cover. A lot of boxers, if y'all pay attention, or fighters, they have the most soft, almost feminine voice, but they be ferocious. It's almost go hand in hand. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know that Mr. Schofield Sr. ever was a fighter like his son, like he said his father was. I don't know if he got any time like that, but he been in jail from what he has said. So I'm sure he's a tough guy. And he been in jail from upstate. So he had to be somewhat tough. But he all man. Let me say that one more again. That man is all man. Don't worry about him flipping his hair back like and all that shit. Don't get into that part. Or when he just be, and he does a lot of things that make you say, you know what I'm saying? But he all man. All jokes aside, he all man. Is he rude? I'm going to say, from what I saw, yes, he's rude. He talks over people. We used to call that like loud capping. You know how you got everybody got that person in their family or know somebody like that or grew up with somebody where they be loud capping you, all talking all over you, won't let you get a word in edgewise. And they do that to throw your rhythm off, your cadence, your pace off, confuse you or whatever. And sometimes there are some people, and this is the ghetto side, that think loud capping somebody means you right. That don't mean you right. It just make you look even more stupider. So let people get their word in, you know? That's all I can say. Mr. Schofield saying you do overtalk people and you don't give them a chance to properly respond. It's not a conversation, it's a one-way conversation. And if I'm a fan, you're turning me off. So that's a little bit constructive criticism for you, Mr. Schofield Senior. Um, don't loud cap, make your points. And then let them make their points and then counterpoint, counterpoint. That's how a proper rapport, debate, whatever you want to call it, even argument should be. But loud capping, it makes you look stupid. And it really speaks to why somebody would say you zesty, because girls really do that in abundance. We do that. I don't do it because I never liked it, but more girls do that than not. I don't know why. Joseph Bailey is in the building. Was Poppy King? He said, "What up, everybody? What's up to you, Joe?" Now, is he Bill Haney 2.0? That was another thing that somebody said about him, and I said he could be, but he need to chill out a bit. You know, you need to chill out a bit. You already see what the public feels about Bill Haney and how whatever was cute in the beginning, look how it look now. It don't look cute. If it's like a distraction, it's like Devin Haney is not a baby. He's not a little boy. So I think his fans gonna want to hear from him, not his daddy all the time, who always talking shit, insulting people, loud capping, over talking. Nobody like that shit. And you ain't bust nail grape in the ring. So we'll be like, man, sit your ass down. It's a turn off. What I'm trying to say. So if Mr. Schofield, you listening, it's constructive criticism. What I realize, you do zesty things. Now I can't say you don't. You do. Just like I'm a big tomboy was when I was growing up, and it's still with me a little bit. That's why y'all see me with this hat on. And by the way, I made that hat. You can go to my store. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. AskMeT51.com. And the name of the store is T-Topia. You're going to find a whole lot of stuff you like in there. We got stuff for the political folks. We got stuff for the weed folks. I make all my shirts. You know, I go out there, try to buy my own little t-shirt. Can't find what I like. I make my own t-shirts. I'm going to show y'all some, in a few. But yeah, Mr. Schofield Sr., you have the potential to be Bill Haney 2.0. And you don't want to do that. You have the chance now, because your son is still new in his career, to change that. I would say you got to learn how to pick your time. It's a time and a place. I would say you got to learn that lesson. There's only one thing, though. Do he have a good reason to be the way he is? Like, what is he saying? What is his point? And I'll say maybe. One thing about him is that I found out that he ain't lying. Now, that's another good point for him. He not lying. If he said it happened like this, you can almost, you always got to trust and verify, but you can almost take it to the bank. He ain't lying. So a lot of times when somebody trying to prove that point or get their rocks off and they on the side of truth, passion comes with that a lot. So he could be overly passionate, but you do look zesty. So I will rethink that. But he ain't one to put 20 on 10. He ain't one to embellish or do hyperbole. He ain't doing none of that stuff. So yeah, he has his points. So if he was smart, like I said, he will chill on the rhetoric until a proper time, either after y'all fought or like the final press conference before the fight. Like they usually come out on Wednesdays. The fight be Saturday or Friday, and that's when you let loose. Let your dad just let loose. But y'all in a man's world, a grown person's world to be exact, with boxing. So you're gonna have to be a man. You have to speak for yourself. Now, if you don't have a lot to say, be you, and then eventually you'll change. Look at Terrence. Y'all beat him up so bad for being him. But if you think about it, Terrence hardly said a damn thing, and that became a problem for his fans or people that could possibly be his fans. And he in the last few years, just now, him and Earl has have to come out their shell. And look how old they are. So it's not like we don't get it and we don't understand. But one thing that Schofield Sr. has accomplished is getting his son recognized and noticed, and we know who he is. So we looking for him. We looking to see what he gonna do and his progress he gonna make in his career. He was able to do that with all that brash and back bickering back and forth and talking shit and swallowing spit. That he did accomplish. So shout outs to him for that one. That's cool. That is cool for him. But pick your time. Pick your time. That's all I can say. Now, getting on to the story at hand. So, as y'all saw the thumbnail, I'm comparing Devin Haney, um, and Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis together. I'm comparing the three. And if y'all don't see a pattern, I don't know what to tell you, but I'll point it out because I see a pattern. They all kind of similar in their own way. They all kind of facing the same problems in their own way. And it remains to be seen who's gonna be left standing at the end of all this. Because one problem that they got that's very common is they all emotional. They're emotional beings. Y'all talk about females being emotional, and females ain't got shit on these three. They are really emotional. Now, is it gonna be to their detriment? I mean, some of y'all gonna not want to say they're emotional because they men. They are emotional. And I think it hurts them more than it helps them. I could point out some good ways to show you how it hurts them in the end. But most of all, when you real emotional and crying and shit and you're a man, I mean, I'm not sitting up here telling no man how to be a man, but I'm just telling you how the society I live in, if you're a man and you're overly emotional, and it's okay to cry, it's okay to have problems. We cool with that nowadays. In fact, we advocate that men should cry when they need to. But when you crying over some shit and then we hear what the shit is, and you bickering back and forth or bitching back and forth with people, and we find out what is truly going on, and we was like, nigga, you acting like a bitch. Or should I say Mitch? I'm gonna say Mitch. Not trying to disrespect them, but what did Tom Hanks when he said, there's no crying in baseball? There's no crying in baseball. I feel like saying that for boxing. You in the most brutal sport, and you guys are whining, throwing grown men tantrums, and crying. Why? Well, we gonna go through them to show you I'm not just pulling it out my ass. You know, it's just what I see. Let's start with Tank Davis. And like I said, I apologize if I look down sometimes because y'all I'm reading from my papers, so I don't ramble and this, that, and the other. Uh, let's start with Tank Davis. As a fighter, he is one of the best at current times. He is one of the best. You can't take it away from him. Arguably, he is one of the face of boxing between him and Ryan Garcia, and let's not forget Canelo. They all vie for the position of face of boxing, cash cow. Well, I would say between the three of them, I got to give it to Canelo. Because come rain, snow, sleet, or hail, you're not paying him nothing less than 30 plus $1 million a fight. You're not going to do it. But you cannot say that about Ryan. And you really can't say that about Tank neither. So, but you're going to pay them something because of what they did. All they had to do is simply break the record to get an accurate count, because that's the only time you're gonna know how many pay-per-views were sold to the casuals out there. Every number that they come up with that is not verified, we don't know if it's the truth. You have truth sayers out there, but you gotta believe them or then you don't believe them. Like there's one guy, I forgot his name. He go on Coach Malachi show all the time, white guy. He always come out with some numbers and stuff, and I think his shit has been pretty accurate all along. But because he don't say things that everybody like to hear, you have some channels will put him down and say you can't listen to him, try to make him uncredible. Just like some of these boxing writers, they'll be like, what do they know? Or some people, because the commentators or the writers saying what you like, they'll make them like their word is gospel, and they could be the biggest liars ever. And I'm not calling Dan Raphael or Mike Carpenter a liar, but I'm just saying I've heard that they have had some mishaps here too. But their word is not gospel, but they are writers, and they do seem to have a bead on what's going on in boxing. But we ain't gotta take that word like Jesus said it himself. So when it comes to the pay-per-view numbers, none of us as fans or anything, we're ever gonna get an accurate count because they don't want to put that out. Because that can affect that person's career, with demands they can make, even with their promoters. So promoters don't even want them to know. But if you break a number, a pay-per-view record, like in the ones you'll be breaking is Floyd Mayweather's, or I think if you get over 1 million, they will tell you that. So Ryan and Tank, that's how they got in the discussion with this, because they have went over 1 million. Canelo, I think, got 1 million once or twice with well, three times I would say, maybe twice with Triple G, and one time with Floyd, of course. But ever since Canelo, again, as I keep saying all the time, all the time, all the time, I ain't the biggest Canelo fan, but you know what? Canelo took them lemons and he made lemonade. So if you say, Canelo, we want you to fight such and such for 25 million, you already fucking up, because he ain't gonna do it. You got to pay this man over 30 million. And it could be 31, 32, 33, whatever, but you're gonna pay him over 30 million. That's just the purse. So by me saying that, casuals that's listening, he is the face of boxing, because that's what makes you the face of boxing. These are not my metrics, my standards. This is what the boxing community deem what it is. He is the face of boxing, so he gets paid the big bucks. If you fight Tank, you're gonna get paid. If you fight Ryan Garcia, you're gonna get paid. That's how they judge it. They generate the money, they sell arenas out, and they get good pay-per-view numbers. I mean, that's how you judge that. So Tank is arguably one of the face of boxing. I'm not gonna say he the, but he is one. Jason Williams said, "Are you referring to Rick Glazer?" Yeah, Rick Glazer. Thank you, Jason. Yep, yep. And a lot of people don't want to hear what he got to say, but I find him credible. But what can I do? I'm one person, you know. So we got that for Tank, and then Canelo like I said, he holds the position. I just went through the Ryan and Canelo, and I said it is really difficult to handle Tank because of his IQ in the ring. Now I'm just talking about his progress as a fighter, which makes him, one of the face of boxing, or him just up there, but he's still emotional. but he has a good ring IQ, great ring generalship. He do a lot of things great. He has speed. Oh God, yes, he got speed and abilities to set trap. Now I dub Hank as one of the best in boxing today of setting traps because you absolutely see the whole thing go down, unlike most other fighters. And I would suspect an argument can be said that if you barely see it, that just shows you how good that person is. Floyd Mayweather was setting traps all the time. I would never know it until the trap is sprung, but he always set traps, and you know he good at it. So he must have taught Tank some shit. Like I said, Tank is one of the best in the whole field of boxing of setting traps. And last but not least, he got the great equalizer, which is so happened to be better than Stevenson's and Haney's. Tank got that power. So much so that he's veering off what he learned as boxing. It's like when your thoughts and your mind and your priorities change, a lot of shit could change. Tank relies on his power a lot. Or I should say he rather fight with just his power when he actually is a great boxer and can box his ass off. But when you see Tank fight, two things to notice. He's taking his time. He's whatever y'all men do when y'all punk a nigga down, he's doing that shit. And he's setting the trap the whole time, just waiting to knock your ass out. They said one punch KO power. Exactly. And Tank knows it. But we see what happens with that. We see what happened with that. He fell in love with his power, kind of like Deontay Wilder. And like I said, we can see what happened with Deontay Wilder to tell you how that gonna work out. Tank is 29, about to be 30. I think he turns 30 this year. I don't care who you are, whether you can see it or not. Once you hit 30, it's like a steep drop in everything physical. It's a steep drop for women. It's a steep drop for men. Women more than men, but it's a steep drop. So when all else fails and the dust is clear, what do you have? If y'all remember correctly, Floyd Mayweather, when he was a pretty boy, was knocking motherfuckers out. And I suspect Floyd hits hard. But over the years of getting old and them hands getting brittle and breaking and shit, he couldn't come at no his opponents like that. So that's why when Floyd said, I find a way to win. When he fights, Floyd even said, I fight with my C game. He said, rarely ever do I fight a fighter with my A game or B game. Now I don't know about that, Floyd, but that's how Floyd feel about it. I'm gonna say he had to bring that A game for Hatton. I can tell you that. He had to. I didn't think he had to bring the A game for Oscar, but for Hatton, because Hatton was running through motherfuckers. His fights never really went past round 3. But he could not solve the puzzle of Money Made. I think it was Money Made in. But he found a way to win because he used his skills and other things that he had. He hit hard enough to get their respect, but he was using his other skills, which made if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So that would be my constructive criticism of Tank. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. So when you get in a fight, just box. Because one thing for certain and two things for sure, by the 5th or 6th round, we gonna see who's in shape and who not. Then when you see your opponent getting a little tired, but I don't know why Tank don't do that, but he he has that ability. Now I got a question. Do you think Tank could bounce back from a loss? That is a relevant question for the topic at hand. I talked about his good points before I say his bad points. And I'm gonna do that with all the other two fighters. Tank is a great fighter. He can move, he can do what can he do? Obi-Wan Kenobi has taught him well. That is Obi-Wan Kenobi, aka Floyd Mayweather. Floyd said the force is strong with this one. And Tank is a force to be reckoned with. But he's emotional. And I don't know why. Because the shit that he's gone through outside the ring, that's stuff he did. It don't take this long to get over shit like that. Going to jail, getting in trouble, you did that to yourself. But you can always tell when somebody priority is not all the way together because stupid shit be happening. You cannot pay Tank a little bit of anything no more. And matter of fact, Tank has already told the boxing world, he pretty much in it for the money. But I see him coming around just a little bit because as a boxing fan, let me tell you, if you got a boxer that just all he wants you to do is pay to see him box, ignore that fighter. Ignore that fighter with your dollars because you will be contributing to a failed system of giving people rewards that don't need it, or you're gonna help continue the shortcomings of boxing by patronizing fugazi shit. you know s- Let them understand how you feel with your dollars. Jason Williams said that decline varies. I think it depends heavily on genetics and how you treat your body and work ethic. True enough, Jason. It always depends on that. Some people more than others. Look at Floyd. He shouldn't be able to do none of the shit he doing, even though they exhibition still. At 47, he's almost 50. Look at what George Foreman did. Everybody, even a person, you got people out there that don't take care of themselves and their body, and they still last longer than the average person. It is your genetics and this, that, and the other. We talking about general cross the board metrics. At 30, everybody starts to decline. Even that person that seemed like to us, they didn't decline, but they have declined compared to them and their standards and their metrics, you know. So that happens at 30. I don't know what caused him to be emotional, or or do we catch them in explosive moments? You know what I'm saying? Are they upset? Was it building and building and building? Because I mean, all of us go through it. We take shit, take shit, take shit, and then build, 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 and then we explode at the weirdest time to everybody else, but on time for us. Tank could be doing that. He could be. He could have got to a point where he tired of people talking shit. He tired of going through this stuff. He tired of the back and forth. We know that all boxers, for the most part, have egos. Tank's on supersize. Floyd Mayweather's supersize. Even Crawford and Smith supersize. A lot of fighters have big egos, and I doubt if you ever find a fighter, I don't care if it's B level, C level, that you're gonna find they don't have an ego. Because you have to have an ego to do this job. But it's when they supersize it that be causing me pause. As of the last few years, Tank has broken up. And this is just the part now that I praised, and let me tell you what I'm seeing. In the last few years, Tank has broken up, break up to make up. I mean, broken away from. I meant what I said. Break up to make up, broken away from Floyd Mayweather. And I'm being totally honest. I'm not even gonna laugh and get my laughs out now. Let me get my laughs out now. That ain't a laugh. Oh, Sue. That's not a laugh. I'm just trying. I'm just messing with my sound card, y'all. But anybody watching Tank and Floyd go back and forth like it's breakup to make up. That's all they do, right? And I be sitting there for real, for real. And this is all jokes aside. I be like, what in the hell? If I didn't know any better, I would swear that we talking about a girlfriend and boyfriend. If you just go by what they saying on the Twitter or just the passion, if you look at how they look when they saying whatever they saying, I don't know how can a man that's thousands of miles away from you get under your skin. Well, I know how, but I'm trying to figure out how men know how. How can a man? I could be in Virginia, my dude could be in California. He'll find a way to get under the skin, and vice versa. But how do two men get under each other's skin like that? Back and forth, back and forth. Then they make up, then they break up, then they make up, then they break up. I swear it looked like what it is. Like, let me say this, rephrase that. It looked like what it looks like. I swear it is so resemblance of a guy and a girl who was a couple of some sort. That what it seemed like. I mean, and now that Floyd got his new boo, Carmel Moten. Sorry, young man. I'm throwing you in there. And not in a negative way. But he don't need Javante no more. But when I used to see that, and we used to have talks about where would Crawford go after he left Bob Arum, and Floyd kind of wanted him to come over there. And I was like, I hope he don't ever go over there because they two bulls. They two bulls. You can't put two bulls in the field. The macho ness is too much. Now, although Crawford is quiet and low key to himself, he just chill, and Floyd is boisterous and extrovert like. They two alpha males, and you can't put those. That shit can't exist. It's like y'all say women living together. I remember when I first got my first apartment, the guys was betting and making jokes. They say, I give it a month. I give it 2 weeks. I give it a lot of guys say that because we was like, and we all looked at each other like, we good, we girls, we gonna make it. We didn't. They was right. But that would say the same thing about two alpha males. And okay, y'all alpha, but still, I cannot say that Javante did not benefit tremendously from being under Floyd Mayweather's wing. I can't even say that because he's somewhere where it could have, with his education, the way he used to talk back then, he wouldn't have made it this far. Wouldn't have been no 30 million, nothing in the paycheck, nothing. So why and him and Floyd be going like they go? It all I can say is either rich people problems, but it's made him bitter. He's insulting everybody. He was insulting to Clarissa Shields. He was insulting everybody, like being something that we didn't used to see. And I just see bitterness. And he's so emotional. You know what I'm saying? And he relies so much on his power. Now, what happens when you get in the ring with somebody who think they hit just as hard and can take your punch? Now you're gonna have to fight or try to outclass them or outbox them or outsmart them for the whole 12 rounds instead of just a few. Then what? You'll get thrown off. I mean, and boxing is mental. So coming to the ring mentally all unstable because you arguing with this person or that person because you talking about this, and now people praying for your downfall. People who are uh, notable in the public eye, they like talking about you like a dog. I mean, it's too much. Now, what Floyd and him have done behind closed doors, and I'm not saying that they have done nothing, but I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all don't like it, I'm sorry. That's what y'all display on the public. You fight back and forth like two girls fighting, because girls fight like that. But you also fight like a girl and a guy who was a couple, and it looked more like that than two girls fighting. Either one ain't a good look. So Tank got some adjustment to do with his attitude, mood swings, or something. Dog, and it looked like what it looked like. You can't be out here and be bitter about that. I'm giving you constructive criticism. Y'all look like two married couples, two couples, whatever. Baby mama, baby daddy, arguing. That what y'all look like. And then you take it out on everybody like a girl do, Tank. That's what girls do. And I'm not usually one to say what girls do and guys do, because y'all guys blame everything negative on females, and it ain't so. But this one is true. When girls get upset, women get upset, everybody around them gonna be fucked up. And that's usually how it is. All of us got mamas and went through that shit. Jason Williams said the decline there. Oh, he already said that. Okay. But that's what I see with Tank. And that makes me think, when you get emotional like that all the time, you can't even control it. What would you care? You got 30 million plus in the bank. I don't give a fuck what Floyd talking about. But when you get like that and you show all this bitterness and back and forth and this devious behavior and malicious intent for different people and all that, I don't. It, to me, it's a mental game all the way around. I think you wouldn't bounce back from a loss. If Tank was to ever lose, he would not, in my opinion, he would not bounce back from the loss real easy. He can't, because his ego is supersized, which you can almost look over that one, but you be emotional. You real emotional. And I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna meet somebody just like you in that ring. And you're gonna be emotional and they not, they gonna be focused. Then what you do? And if you take a loss, he's gonna be done. He probably would not come back unless he needed the money. I will probably lean more towards him just being like, I'm done with it. I don't think he has the capabilities, not yet, or maturity to bounce back from a loss. Now he could say, "Girl, I don't think about loss. Why would I think about loss? I ain't think about that. I'm always win." But you have to think about that because you're a human being and you're getting older. You got to think about it. Next on the list, we got Shakur Stevenson. We don't we don't to look hard. We don't have to look that hard to see his emotional potential train wreck. Shakur, you can go back to the Olympics. I believe it was 2016 Rio Olympics. Shakur Stevens broke down and cried. I don't think he can bounce back from a loss. He does. He's emotional because he can't take criticism, not constructive of any kind. He's back and forth with everybody who got something to say to him. Sometimes you got to just stop and listen. But we know he's an emotional being because he cried. And everybody said, "Well, T, what's wrong with crying? We should want our men to cry. That doesn't make them less of a man." And you'll be right. Everybody coming in, hit the like button, please, please. You're right. We should want our men to cry. However, cry for something real. I know I sound like some people parents. Cry for some real shit. Don't cry for no bullshit. When he cried, there's a dignified cry, and then there's a cry over some real shit. He gave I'm a crying over some real shit cry at the Olympics. But the dignified cry is when you quiet. Some people don't know what that is. Remember when you used to get your ass whipped? Remember that first ass whipping that didn't hurt? La Jessica is in the building. Was popping, Queen? Salute to you, Queen, in the chat. Salute. Y'all remember that first ass whooping? I remember mine. I don't know. I probably was like 13 or something, 12 or 13. And my mama hit me. And I was like, when she walked out the door, me and my sister, like, you know, she always talk about the one time she hit me because I got taller than I'm taller than everybody. I got taller than my mama around 11 to 12. And she hit me across the back. And she said, I just turned around and looked like, go away, fly. I don't remember that, but but you know, when they hit you and you learn how to take, like some pain, some punishment or whatever and all that. So, you can fake the cry or you can get that dignified cry. Sometimes the dignified cry to me is more worse than a pain cry or the cry for something. I call it cry for something cry because the dignified cry hits you in your heart. It hits you in your soul. So like let's say you can have a breakup. You can have and ladies, y'all know how that feels when the nigga ain't acting right. You gotta and you find you the last one to know some shit. Um, or a sadness, something maybe you lost a loved one or whatever the case, but it's that stoic, like quiet cry. Like you just be looking. Don't give people the benefit of the doubt to be showing the face and all this. That why would you give people that on tape? Like to me, a loss in boxing is hurtful. It's hurt your soul. It hurt your heart. You worked so hard to do what you was doing, and you came up short. That does hurt. What about standing at attention to something? Just standing up and just let the tears flow. Don't make a sound. Don't make a face. Am I asking too much, y'all? Y'all let me know. Am I reading too much into it with Shakur? He broke down on national TV. He had to know it was going global and did all that boohooing at the Olympics. And then look how he acting in Twitter. I knew he was emotional then, and I see he's emotional now. Now, how does that help anybody in their career being too emotional? In fact, across all genres, he who shows emotion first loses. And we all know that. Mr. Golden is in the building was Poppy King. He said, Miss T, hello, Queen. He said, La Jessica, hello, Queen. Boxing God salute. Joseph Ben. So, anybody coming in, hit that like button, please. So I'm just saying, like, I don't think I'm being unreasonable. You're talking about a brutal sport. Brutal. There's going to be pain and all that. If I listen, I'm the last person to tell you don't cry because you're in pain. Let me get some pain. I'm boohooing too, for real. But I know how to cry with dignity, like with a dignified cry. I know how to stand there and the tears just come out your eyes, and you just, I'm telling you, you got to get the fuck from around me when I get like that, because ain't no telling. My mind is on some high tech experimental shit that I'm about to do to your ass. Like you gotta get away from me. Serious. Or I gotta get away from you. Cause ain't no coming back when I get like that. But also, sometimes I wanted to beat the shit out of my superiors. I'm not calling myself Barbara Badass. Like I could beat everybody, but that's what I wanted to do. And I mean, I wanted to go to town, pounding, and everything. Y'all hit that like button, please. But you can't do that. That's not how you handle things in life. So I'm saying, as a grown adult who happen to be a considerable age of maturity, uh, yeah, you gotta cry more dignified or something. Like with all this bickering and going back and forth in Twitter and social media, you whining. Y'all they throwing grown man tantrums, and I don't like it. I don't like it. It's unbecoming. Jessica says, "Salute, Golden." But Big Fish is in the building. Was Poppy King? Golden said, "Big Fish, what's up, little bro?" La Jessica is cracking up. General Big Fish said, "What up, Goldie?" Yeah, we just talking about these temper tantrum grown ass men whining. That's what Devin Haney and Tank and Shakur Stevens have in common. They are emotional. Now, if I gotta put it in orders, I'm gonna say Tank first, not being the least, three being the worst. Tank number one, he's emotional. He probably got reason to be mad, but you displaying it too much. And I swear, your fights with Mayweather, I swear, y'all girlfriend and boyfriend. I don't, look, there's no other way for me to look at it. I only saw fights like that with grown people between girlfriend and boyfriend. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Maybe two girls can fight like that out of something. I don't know. But that shit look like girlfriend and boyfriend. I'm just telling you what it looked like. Sorry. Shakur, you're bitter. You're mad. Probably shit ain't going your way, but you're blessed. You're blessed, believe it or not. But shit ain't going your way. And people don't understand your special talent. Even when they'll be like, oh, you're boring and lackluster or whatever. You got to come outside your box. And you was there before, so you got to find it at this weight class. Maybe you better at really throwing them hands and looking good in the ring and shit when you're smaller. But you just decided to move up, so now you you got to make that a part of you. You can't get mad because people criticizing you about that. And then you want to go to war with everybody. You was fussing with Berto. You was fussing with, and these people trying to give you constructive criticism. And like I said, when I seen you cry, I try to reserve my opinion back then. I ain't said I ain't going on nobody's line and talk about you crying because I don't know. I actually thought you was like 16 or 17 during the Olympics, but you was a little older. But you bust down and cry, and I get it. You all the sacrifices and shit you went through just to get there. I get it. But why you just didn't have a dignified cry? So I said, hey, he young. It ain't the end of the world. Fast forward to now, you out here throwing grown man tantrums, whining, going back and forth on social media for what? Getting you nowhere. Ain't get you no closer to what you wanted in the first place. He is another person that I think, because of his emotional state, cannot bounce back from a loss that easy. If Shakur Stevens would lose, it will fuck him up because who is he if he ain't Shakur Stevens? I'll say that about Tank too. Who are they if they not who they think they are? Shakur Stevenson know he a special talent. He only he only say one person kind of, if you listening to him, he only feel like one person is really better than him, and that's Bud Crawford. Come on, Shakur. A lot of people. You young in the game, but you damn near close. Now the attributes they attribute to Devin, like, oh, he's the greatest, he's the next. They should have been saying that about Shakur. Now that's for certain. Mr. Golden says he said Tank is the biggest crybaby, right? Big fish. PGH Big Dog is in the building. What's popping, King? He said Shakur's still crying. Yeah, all of them they crybabies. See, I ain't the only one that's seen that. Then y'all in the chat, tell me if I was way off the mark. Do Tank and Floyd Mayweather fight like girlfriend and boyfriend? Am I off the mark? Do it look like that to y'all? I ain't, I've been around the world and I'd have been around the world. Cheers up. And I've seen a lot of fights between girlfriend and boyfriend, husband and wives, and some of the good TMZ stuff. Uh yeah, and they kind of resemble that. It puts you in the mind because I swear every time they fight, the question with all due respect, Floyd Mayweather Jr., and all due respect, Tank Davis, and I realize saying it that ain't good enough. But when y'all do that, I be like, who fucking who? I swear, I be saying that shit because y'all fight like girlfriend and boyfriends, and I be like, it's more than what they saying. General Big Fish said, I think it's Haney Golden, than Shakur. Nah, I think it's Tank. Yeah, yeah, y'all put it in order. Who you think is most emotional, starting at number one, and least emotional, going to number three. You could do it that way too. Uh, he said, nope, it's Tank. Salute General, buddy, General Big Fish. He said, Haley. He said, laugh out loud. That's starting to grow on me. It's starting to grow on you. What do y'all think? Do y'all think out of the three, who's the most emotional? Then next to them, I think the most emotional person is Devin Haney, but he attempts to hide it. They don't. He is the most emotional. Then Shakur, then Tank, and that's just how I see it. I ain't say none of them weren't not all men, so don't nobody say that. But I mean, y'all can't. Nobody can get mad at me for saying that Tank and Mayweather look like they fight like their girlfriend and boyfriend. They do. That's what that would have come off like. I mean, shit. What I'm supposed to say? I did drop the link. What I did, but yeah. Oh, I didn't hit. What's called? But Haney, yeah, Big Fish says he said Haney crying because he lost to an A-level drinker. He underestimated Ryan. That's what he did. I mean, think about that. That was crazy. You won 3 fights. He won 3 fights. So why, if you an excellent boxer, how can a non-boxer keep up with you? Because you only got 3 rounds to make it happen in the amateur. So how he best you out of 3 rounds and you're the boxer? So suffice to say, Devin knows that Ryan can box. Devin always know. And then how you know his record. You know he was 16 national champ. He won the national championship 16 times in his short child life. Devin just he I told y'all he had a lot of flaws. His daddy did a lot of talking. A lot of y'all talk about Mr. Schofield Sr. like that and be like, here come another Bill Haney. Bill Haney 2.0. And I can't say you wrong. General Big Fish says Shakur puts everything to sleep, then get mad at us. Beef with the whole Twitter. Exactly. That crybaby shit. Stop throwing tantrums. He said Dev is not the most emotional. Stop the cap. Why is he not? We ain't see him cry after he lost. We ain't see him lose his temper and snatch a woman up by the neck. Dude, you're talking about circumstances. I'm talking about actual showing of emotion. Yeah, they circumstance or a situation, but Devin is emotional. Devin cares too much what people think and too much what it look like. He tries to be somebody that he's not with all the grills in the mouth and all this bullshit. That bitch ass move he did at the carnival, that was the most bitch ass move if I never seen one. Okay. Devin talk all that shit. He let his daddy talk for him, and then he hide behind it. No, if you're a man, okay, let's get this straight. Men speak for men, or men speak for boys. Which one is it? Y'all let me know in the chat, cause I don't know too many grown ass men that like another grown ass man to be their mouthpiece and speak for them. And this why I can say, even if Devin is a shy person, he don't like to talk. Okay, cool. That what Floyd did with Tank. Tank couldn't really put a sentence together. Floyd had to do the talking for him. But what I'm saying is, when you don't come back and correctify some shit that your mouthpiece has said, that's a man speaking for a man. But get the fuck out of here with this. Devin, his own boss. I let him be a grown man. Well, shut the fuck up. You didn't let him be a grown man. And he never came to correct you. Even though you was way outside the pocket and filed. Talking about Bill Haney. He never did. He hid behind you. And I was like, "Oh, that is just," I kept saying to myself, that's deplorable. I mean, if you don't feel that way, because obviously it's like the fighters who've known you have come up in the amateurs with you, they be like, they be giving you the benefit of the doubt, but they be like, they already had the attitude like, your daddy talk too much. They are, excuse me, they already had that attitude, and you can see it. So they be like, but Devin is just what Tank said he is. Soft ass nigga. Y'all disagree? I know we got some Devin lovers out there. They loyal to him like they was Earl Spence. Y'all disagree? That's what another man said about another man. It's his daddy to be saying, like, he an old soft ass nigga. You copying people's styles. You're not being you. You're afraid to lean into who you truly are because ain't nothing wrong with that at all. If you grew up with a silver spoon in your mouth, you grew up with a silver spoon in your mouth. If somebody want to say that, you don't know that because you know, I'm gonna tell you some hard shit, but you got to take it. You got to learn how to take some of that shit. I was very opinionated, I guess, at this time about my sister and how she was doing with her kids. You know, I was just the auntie, but certain things I didn't agree with how she do this or how she do that. And it wasn't like I was way out of bounds. It wasn't like I wasn't right. It was like some legitimate shit, like, huh? You know, I ain't gonna get into what, but I'm like, why you doing this? Why you doing, you know? Um, Never abusive or anything like that. She love her kids, but her approach to raising is different than what I think. So I would say my little piece, and that hooker turned around and told me, "Well, when you get your own fucking kids, then you can talk." Till then, shut it up. I went and told my mom. My mom was like double downing. Like she got a point there, though, girl. You know, she got a point. You don't have no kids. It's one thing to watch them and play with your nieces and nephews. It's another thing to raise a kid day to day. I had to eat that shit. I was in my mid-20s. I was like, what? Because I really thought I was right. And I was like, what? And then finally, 4.5 years later, I get the chance. I got my own kid. And then I was waiting. This what I mean by sometimes people can say some shit to you to stick with you and be harsh. That hurt my feelings. I ain't front. It hurt my feelings when she said that to me. 4.5 years later, I have my kid. I'm doing my thing. And the only thing I can think of is I know she ain't gonna agree with my approach to motherhood in some areas. Mostly we agree, but in some areas we don't. And so I was just waiting. I said, when she come in me, and I'm like, who the fuck kid this here? Mind your motherfucking business. I was gonna be just as hard. And and it didn't come until my daughter was a little bit older. And I said, well, you know, and I didn't have that venom by that time. I just said, well, y'all said when I get my own kids, well, this is me having my own kids. So y'all can later for that, just go on about your business, move around. I think I talked like that. I didn't have the venom, but that shit stuck with me for like over 6 years. I couldn't wait to tell a nigga that. Motherfuckers was quick to say that shit to me, and here I am, kidless. And I was like, man, they trying to hurt my feelings or something. PGA's Big Dog says Shakur got smoke for everyone on Twitter, but get in the ring and cure insomnia. Boy, PGA's, you be hard on him. But these are the constructive criticism that he's going to get. I can't go to the mat for any of them because you know I know as a boxing fan, we are fans just like football fans, the NBA fans. We want to see y'all go to the Super Bowl or the NBA Finals or whatever they call it over there. And boxing is undisputed. That's the pinnacle. We want to see you try. We want to see you become champion. We also want you to get just rewarded, like get a nice payday. We want those things for you. But I be damned as a boxing fan, should you ever feel like you just gotta because it's boxing and they boxing, you just gotta pay your money for their shit. No. If they not going for nothing, they ain't trying to create legacy or do nothing spectacular, don't pay your money. That's what I would say. But y'all can do what y'all want to do because I can't tell nobody how to spend that money. But that would be my advice. Don't pay to go see them. You know, only the people who's true to this and want to be involved in boxing and make it a great sport and do their part to make it a great sport should we patronize. Everybody else can eat a dick. And this grown man tantrums, I'm sick of it. You like, and I'm gonna tell you, everybody out there know especially the ladies. Can I get an amen? How many times you been around somebody, maybe in your family or around, that be throwing men who be throwing whole tantrums, whining, crying about some shit, acting helpless. It is the ugliest fucking thing in the world. Am I lying to Jessica? Am I lying? Y'all hit the like button when you come through, please. Hit that like button. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit that too. But it's not a good look, man. It's not a good look. And I'm sorry, Shakur Stevens, Tank Davis, and I didn't want to say this about none of them, even Devin. I didn't want to say it. You guys be throwing grown men tantrums. You're spoiled as hell. Devin, you hit the dude at the fair and walked off like a whole bitch. Mitch, whatever you want to call it. A Mitch. That dude, if we'd have made it back home and didn't have to run into no cops, you would have had to get your ass whooped because you set them up for failure. They your guard, security guards, or they with you, and they gonna do what you do, and that's why you knew when you threw the punch. So maybe you meant to get it start, but you didn't connect the punch. It looked like you didn't connect on the punch. But why would the fuck would you do that? Your world fucked up because you took an ass whooping, and then it wasn't good enough. This is why I say Devin more emotional. You thought you would think that it would be good enough that the fight is ruled as a no contest. Okay, cool. Take it from y'all record. No contest. But this nigga wanted his undefeated status back. Like, that's all he cared about. Devin Haney, we cannot unsee that ass whooping. Jessica say facts. Exactly. When I was talking about how ugly it is for a man to whine and cry and act like he helpless. Can't what I'm gonna do, nigga? If I gotta find the answer for shit, you gotta find the answer to shit. If I can, women get criticized all the time, minding our business. That bitch thinks she can. We get that from females. Not to mention with a guy, the value a man to place in you. If you ain't fuckable to him, then I'm sorry to use this language, but if you're not fuckable to a dude, then he don't place no value in you. And what if he's the one that's running the program you're trying to get into? You guys are that see-through. We see it all the time. We know why you judging. If a woman got a big ass, she gonna swing that bitch. If she got big breasts, she gonna, like me, I'm gonna put it in your face. Cause I already know I ain't gonna get all the way fairness. So you gotta use what you got. That sound fucked up, right? But you gotta use what you got. Sometimes you're using it, you don't even know you're using it. I done got out of tickets for my breast. Shit, I'm telling you. That's the last one was the last one. Oh my God. I ain't my quick little story segue. My car tags was expired. Cause here in Georgia, you gotta renew them shits in your birthday, like by your birthday, not the end of the month of your birthday month, but by your birthday, you got to renew them. Okay, the last thing I'm thinking about is some tags on my car on my birthday. My license was expired when I first got here. I'm trying to make it to school, gym class, but it's class nonetheless, part of my college degree. I'm driving down the straightaway. I'm passing the school zone. I don't think I'm speeding that bad, but I'm moving. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it was no school. I could, go to regular speed. Like the regular speed is 45. I probably was doing like 63 or something like that. Cop get me, pull me to the side. It's not even the good county, what I call the good county. It's the other county cop. And he pulled me over. And I leaned, to the side like this, with my arm on the rest. And I just leaned to the side and I looked up and I was like, what? And he was staring right down at my breast. I tried to engage in conversation. His eyes was focused where it was focused. And I had on spandex, like a shirt type spandex and pants. So they was really like boom in your face. but I was going to gym class. Dude couldn't stop looking. Now, to all the fellas who've been in that predicament, who have had expired tags, registration, all that expired, license expired, what happens to you? Don't they supposed to arrest you right there, impound your car, all kinds of stuff? Dude told me, don't drive so fast. Gave me a warning. Didn't even give me a ticket. But I called it a ticket because he wrote something. So I was like, damn, what if I said I gotta go to class, but when I come from class, I'm going straight to I'm gonna call it DMV, but they don't call that here. So I'm gonna go straight there to the tag office or whatever and fix all this. He said, well, here's something to let somebody know that you was warned once. And that was it. And when I got out and I went and looked in the mirror and saw how they was, because I had to have a sport bra on. So, they was really standing at attention more than usual. Let me just say that. I know one of y'all can say TMIT, but it's a cute little story. But my point is, you gotta use what you gotta use. Use anything that you gotta use, find some tactics or whatever. I use that because if I don't and I get treated unfair, then I'll be like, damn, when I get home, like, why didn't I use this? I use all kinds of tactics of how to get along with people. People say crazy shit to me all the time. Like, man, you guys are cruel to him. I'll just be like, do he pay my bills? No. Do I need him if I'm hungry? No. Will he pay my car note? No. But he ain't shit to me. I don't give a fuck what he say. But I had to get to that point. I had to learn how to get to that point. And maybe because they young, but I don't give them a pass because once you over 21, it's time to come down on these kids. Some things you can get in the benefit of the doubt, like, because I'm sorry to say this to the young folks listening out there. I don't mean no harm and disrespect. But just because you 21, 22, 23, you still dumb as shit. Like most kids are. But we can't tell you shit. So we gotta let you go out there. You smart enough not to hurt yourself. So we gotta let you go out there and figure it out on your own. But some of the shit y'all young 20-year-olds we say, I be like, these motherfuckers crazy. Yeah, I'm glad I ain't 20 nothing. But yeah. But they all in their 20s. I think Devin was the youngest, and he's in his mid 20. I think he's 26 this year. So no, he don't get a pass. Shakur Stevens, I believe, is 27, and I believe Tank will be 30 this year. They don't get a pass. And if they watching this, you guys whine and you cry and you throw grown men tantrum, and it's not cute. And Javante Davis and that back and forth arguing with Floyd, y'all do look like a couple. Stop it. Because I know y'all not. But stop it. It looked like what it looked like. What if somebody who's not into boxing and know y'all real good walked up on in the mix of y'all shit? They would swear y'all was couples. And that's gonna be their detriment. And like I said, they all emotional. And I promise you, if they take a loss, they ain't gonna be able to take it. Look at what Devin doing. He has resulted to decking out carnival workers or whoever that guy was at the carnival. He's resulted to fighting random people, throwing sucker punches and shit. But he got his ass up out of there when he heard the popo. He don't want to get arrested, and you the main one that should be arrested. I wish the dude sue your ass so you can learn. Because you can't tell young people shit. Now that come from him being bitter about that loss. Hell yeah, he was bitter. He was bitter. Got a nerve to talk about weight. You a weight bully. You do all kinds of shit fucked up with the weight. But then you complain. I don't get you. That's why I say he spoiled more than anything. Regis Progress told us what time it was when they had their fight in California. How he broke the California rules when it come to weight, and and Regis didn't complain or say nothing about it. If you know you are a violator of it, you should never say shit when it catch up with you. That's just how I see it. But that's all I have. I mean, I done dropped the link couple of times. But that's all I have. That's what I wanted to talk about. And it's important to close it up. It's important because these are the fights we're waiting on. We want to see T.O. mix it up with Devin, uh, Shakur, and Tank. I still want to see that. I, I still look at them, even though some have moved up to 140. I still look at them as 135 pounders. I want to see that fight. I want to see all of them fight. But they so in their feelings. And that's why we're not gonna get the fight. They so egotistical and they so in their feelings and they throw tantrums and people run to their rescue. That's why we ain't gonna see the fight. And so we gotta accept that and look at some other shit. Look at anybody else who's taking the job more seriously. Yeah, you get people avoiding Shakur. I see this happening too. I see people did at one time avoid Devin at 135. I think they just didn't want to fight Devin. Ain't nobody was the top people that Devin could have faced at 135. None of them motherfuckers was scared of him. And all of them thought that they could beat him. I used to have Shakur winning over all of them because he is the better boxer. But even he has changed. He want to be more defensive. He can't find a happy medium. So that's gonna make him a boring fighter to most. And then people is, not gonna want to patronize his fights. And he gonna start complaining and bitching about the money. Y'all hit the like button when you come in because he hanging with people that got money. Remember, he think Bud is only one step ahead of him. Bud is several layers and steps ahead of him. But what Bud got, he won't. Not Bud shit, but if Bud get 10 million to fight, Shakur be thinking he should. Tank, because it happened once before, know he should, and ain't taking nothing less. But Tank do got the eye of the casuals. He do have that over them too. And Devin was just all a hype job, smoke and mirrors, and got exposed. But he got his money though. So the only person out this equation that didn't get the money is Shakur. So now, like I said, he signed a 2-fight deal with Matchroom. Eddie hedging his bets just in case the shit don't go well. Eddie can run out the back door. That's why it's a 2-fight deal. Thomason, he wanted that Shakur feel his way around to see if he like it. Nah, you hedging your bets. Just say what it is. And Tank, now he's spoiled. But Tank always wanted the money more than he wanted the money and the clout. He always wanted that. You could tell more than he wanted anything else. But you know, all of them are blessed, and all of them have a calling to do this. So I should say, do what you gotta do in your life to maximize your potential. Let the whining go. Let the crying and the tantrums go. Because men, it's an ugly ass look on y'all. Big, hey, look, big, ugly look. And you and that's you don't want the only thing a girl can remember you by is that your whining bitch ass. We don't like that shit. We don't like it. We gonna make you pay for it. You gonna be a weakling and you gonna be a beta man. You gonna be no alpha my ass. But anywho, that's all I got. Anybody else got anything? Chime in. Let me see. That's all I have. Now let me show y'all some of my concoctions. Look, see this shirt? Y'all looking at the screen, right? See this shirt? Hold on. I'm gonna go get it. My ears was hurt. Y'all hold tight right there for 1 second. I meant to have the shirt when I started. But look, you see that shirt? Now, if any of y'all lovelies would like to get this shirt, look at the bottom of the screen. That's tell you where to go get it. Let me see. Oh shit, let me take this down. Mm, somebody just said, it's a Haney crime. Somebody just did a like I said, I know someone. PGA said Dev got cheated. Get it right, Queen. He got exposed. He got his ass whooped. Jason Williams said, "Hold up, Miss T. Did you put that graphic together?" Yep. Here it is, y'all. Just so y'all know. I don't know how much y'all see it. It's a shirt. I buy my own products. This hat, I made it myself. not by hand, but I make these. Let me see. Let's got some more. See, this a picture of me. I made that hat too. Uh, oh, I thought y'all might want to see this me at the wedding. We had a princess and a frog theme. Where my cowboy fans at? Look at that. Uh, I was feeling Martin on this picture. BDB, beautiful, black, and blessed. I got it in all kinds of colors. That's the white one. Uh, believe it or not, real love and my goodness. Real love is a song, but my goodness is a phrase sung in a song by my favorite singers, Mary J. Blige and SWV. But I made that shirt. I got on this shirt right now, kissing you. That would have say kissing you. I know mine's is tan. See, it's tan. Hold on. The comments. So I mean, you can't really see it, but it's kissing you. It's kissing you. That's the shirt I got on. Um, hmm, this shirt right here. Come in all kinds of colors and everything. And these hats, I love these hats. Y'all better get y'all new brand hats. Good for braids when you got that new growth. Or when you need a little hat on your head on your way to the hairdresser. Got the black, white. I'm gonna say it says yellow, but it's tan. And like I got a blue denim, like all the way blue denim, the same color as part of this blue, the darker blue. I got an all the way blue denim, and you see I got the black one on. So this is y'all head over to AskMeT51.com. Teetopia is the name of the store. Shop till you drop. I got a lot of stuff over there. Thank you, Jessica. You said hide the new growth. Yeah, hide the new growth, man. I got new growth. My hair coming in soft though. I don't know about y'all, but when you get a little older, your hair texture changes. Y'all got to that point yet? I like what the hell. I thought I had more coarse hair, and it was much more thicker. Soft, curly shit. Grow in now. Yeah. I mean, I gotta find something to do with it. I'm not used to it. My daughter has real curly hair, and one lady was talking to us not that long ago, and she said, "Oh, she has beautiful hair. She must got it from you." And I didn't know who the fuck she was talking about. I was like, I didn't even know at that point when she said you, because it was only ladies over there. I was like, she must not be talking about my daughter. She's talking about somebody else. And then she said, "No, you." I was like, I don't got hair like that. This is my daughter hair. This is when she was younger though. But this is her hair. This is her natural hair. Wavy, curly, just like that. That's all her hair. But I don't know. I ain't think I gave her the hair. I'm just saying. But my hair does come in soft and curly, kind of like my mom's. My mom got curly hair, soft curly hair, but I never had it. So, well, I'm shocked. But yeah, either way, I got Jersey, I got Philadelphia, I got the Washingtons. I got to remember the correct name because I'm about to say Washington Redskins. I to say that. He said, hair texture where? Started shaving mine years ago. Hey man, you better get that Butana oil. I think that stuff work. Dr. Sabi ain't paying me to say that. But that stuff work because I got it. I lost some hair when I had radiation treatment so many years ago. It just never came back. So I be putting it right there, and my hair is actually growing for the first time in over 2 decades. Certain I got certain spots in my hair that was bald, but I had enough hair to grow around it, like not bald like big, but like a quarter size, about the size of a quarter area. Like especially like coming up from my ear on one side of my head, it was like a line. Hair just fell out and I had a radiation. And then of course on the sides, you know how black girls you lose their hair on the sides. I don't know if I was supposed to lose mine on the side. You know that's a genetic thing, but it come from you not eating right or taking care of your hair. Like you never know uh how food would affect you socially. So I always speak on that. Like some people they might lose their hair. Some people can affect the way their body smell. Some people their eyesight ain't the best. You're not living to your full potential when you toxify your body. Now I just made up a word, toxify. Jason, you say you shaving your hair. But male pattern baldness, that's a part of an autoimmune disorder. The cure to that is food, proper food, the way God intended. Jason Williams said, "What did you say Dr. Sabi recommended for hair loss?" Butana oil, and he wasn't even the person who made it. He was just talking about his travels. He said, "I'm gonna tell you, them people in Honduras, you want to get the unrefined, 100% Butana oil, and you got a lot. They selling like hotcakes now, just like when the Aussie berry thing came out, and everybody was into Aussie berry and shit." And then it'll do that for a while, then it'll probably calm down. But I would say stay the course because I got like I have areas on the side of my head, not the edge. Like I have edges, but right on the side, um, it was like just smooth baby skin. Like I lost that hair when I was 25, 20, what 24 when I was going through radiation. Well, I'm gonna say 25 because I was like weeks away from my birthday. Never came back. But I will grow hair along my edges. I won't bald from like where my eyes are on back. I ain't had that. I had full edges, but above the edges was no hair. And then above that was a lot of hair. So and I used to wear short haircuts. I could wear some short haircuts now. I'm gonna tell you that shit was the bomb back then. But I'm natural now, so I don't perm my hair or do anything. I'm late to the game because, I ain't learned all this stuff till later. But yes, you want to your hair doesn't grow, probably Jason. I'm just saying probably. I don't know you, so I ain't no doctor. Most of the time men hair don't grow because that's how the autoimmune disorders or food affects you. Now I can almost guarantee you have one. We all do in America. But some people's are more active and more severe than others. Um, what other people so say like me and you both got autoimmune disorders. What happened to me is I could get alopecia. I could get, of course, the no nos for girls is gain weight or whatever and all this stuff. And we don't want that. Anything that's going to affect us socially, we don't want to have to deal with that. But with y'all men, it's don't be as much as how ours is. And so y'all could do like it's not normal for a guy to lose his hair in his 20s. And the reason why people be bald or don't grow is your head is swollen. That's right. I said it. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Hello, I'm Boxing Fans Talk TV, and I'm coming to you live with this breaking news report. Look, the reason why people are bald is because their head is swollen. 9 times out of 10. I'm not saying there can't be no other reason. I'm not saying you can't get burned. because if you burn that area, shit happens. But I'm saying your head is swollen. Girls, the reason why you don't have edges, you say, oh, it's the braid is tugging on, it's your head is swollen in that area. Because when you eat improper food, you swell a lot. Now, swelling gets a bad name these days because with swelling comes pain. It's always come with a loss. Swelling. Swelling can't just never show up and just be there and then go on about his business and move around. It comes with a loss. If you swelling in your joints, that's why your back hurt. You have a swelling problem. So what do you want to do going forward? You want to eat things and put stuff in your food that addresses swelling. You could do something as simple as get a Keurig and drink turmeric and ginger tea twice a day. That simple. Or what else could you do? You can get the turmeric and ginger that come like a sprinkle and put it in your food. That way you have getting a daily dose of that. That addresses swelling. Detoxifying your body. Eat more fruit than you do other foods. You can do that. When you get up in the morning, eat more fruit. As the day go on, lean more to vegetables. So fruit, sweet stuff, whatever in the morning, salads at night. you know, there's a lot of things you can do. Drink plenty of water to dilute whatever strong shit you got built up in you. As I say, shoot for 100 ounces of water per day. And to y'all newcomers that's in the building, y'all say, "Well, how Miss T, how you know about this stuff?" Yo, I had to learn this shit just to survive. Me having thyroid cancer was big. I could be in the ground somewhere. Like, and when you're young, I could deal with that. But as I got older, it's harder and harder to deal with illnesses. And so I'm at the point in my life now, I ain't got no choice but to eat a certain way. If I want to live, I ain't got no choice. And a lot of us, if you're close to my age, you got to live like that. So I would just say, you got your if you're in your 30s, that's your last kind of hoorah for fucking off with how you eat and shit. Because you're going to pay for that shit in your 40s. And when you get to your 50s, you done learned your lesson and you trying, that's where I'm at right now. I'm chilling. I'm trying to chill, about to be 53. And I'm just like, let me not eat this or not. Because I'm telling you, I can eat the wrong thing and feel golly sorry moments after eating it or knowing I did something wrong. You can't catch everything true enough, but if it's all possible to eat more fruit and vegetables and get away from meat and dairy, that should be a goal for anybody. Some of y'all gonna say y'all don't do meat. You crazy if you don't think that it's hurting you to do something to your detriment on purpose. That's just crazy. You gotta at least try. Your blood pressure gonna go down when you stop eating meat. Diabetes is an autoimmune disorder, and it comes from eating meat. Get it out your head, counting sugars and shit. No, just stop eating meat. And the two carbs, you got your complex carbs and your single and your what they call it, not single with an S. Simple carbs. The simple carbs are the sugary shit that everybody tell you shouldn't eat, whatever will do. Complex carbs are the carbs that grow out of the ground. Your salads, tomatoes, onions, everything that grow out of the ground. Cool. Rice grow out the ground, but do it. Because they done found a way to give us plastic instead of rice. They take one molecule out and it's motherfucking rice. Yeah. Sometimes that rice ain't real. Butter too, like not butter, but margarine. One molecule away from being plastic. They them chemists be knowing some shit, right? So you're eating plastic when you eat country crock. And trust me, I'm one of the people that love country crock. Um, but the meat, the acidic nature of meat is what makes people have diabetes. They ain't gonna never tell you that. I just told you. Y'all know that I had diabetes, full blown diabetes last year. I say this all the time. I went home from the hospital. I didn't even know I had diabetes. I came home November 1st. I had to do emergency surgery. Lost another organ. This should be missing 5 organs, y'all. But I'm okay. I'm blessed. But came home like November 1st. Full blown diabetes. A1C 13.5. Sugar level 798. By January 17th, I'm type 2 diabetic no more. I'm not type 2 no more. It came and went just like that. Because I didn't want to be, wasting my time fooling with it. Because a lot of people think, oh, I'll just maintain it. I'll just, no, 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 no. What you're going to be looking forward to is dialysis. Do y'all want dialysis? So I do realize a lot of people in here close to my age or somewhat in my age group. Maybe I'm an old fart compared to y'all, but that's something to think about. Diabetes. Stop eating meat and dairy, and cut out the rice and potatoes. Limit yourself on that. Even though they come out the ground, they do a number on people, especially us black folks. Jason Williams said, my diet is still a little shaky. The lie I tell myself is that I'm still working out. If you eat what God intended, no bull crap, you will lose all the weight you want to lose. If I showed y'all a picture of me last year to now, y'all would be like, what the fuck? I stopped eating meat. I stopped eating dairy. I stopped eating rice. I stopped eating potatoes. Then once 3 months passed, only 3 months, I got rid of my diabetes in 3 months. But you know the old saying, once you're diabetic, you always a diabetic. But once that passed, I started reintroducing certain things back into my diet. But now they got limits. Like if I eat anything with rice, I gotta eat it once a month. I won't eat rice more than once a month. And that's one meal. Potatoes, I barely even touch them anymore. But I spent most of my life not eating potatoes. It's only in the last 4 or 5 years that I start eating potatoes all the goddamn time. But most of my life, from kid up, I never ate potatoes. I'm that person that get a Happy Meal or get a whatever and throw the French fries away. I was not a potato eater, and when I became a potato eater, and now all of a sudden I got diabetes. What the hell? That's what happened. I can't prove that was the reason, but it's a coincidence. It's a coincidence. So that drinking water, 100 ounces a day, just changing that part, drinking water, make people drop weight like nobody business. Just that part, you know. If it was meant to be to eat dairy, you're supposed to eat. I guess our own people dairy. A mother breastfeeding have enough fat in her milk to put however many pounds on her baby to get to 30. The average 1 year old child is 30 pounds. Now, if you drinking cow's milk, and that comes from a mother, a cow, to her calf, she is responsible for putting on approximately 500 pounds on her baby in the first year. And that milk can do that. Just that milk. That milk can put that much weight on a baby cow. So what you think it's doing to you? Plus it got pus and all that crap in it. I don't mean to gross you. But hey, sometimes you gotta be gross to change. But y'all do try to drink your water, 100 ounces a day, whether you get there or not. After all, tomorrow is another day. And then y'all go to AskMeT51.com. It's gonna be scrolling at the bottom again. Here it is, AskMeT51.com. The name of the store is Teatopia. Go see what you like. I got phone cases, shoes, everything. I got baby clothes in there. You know, just go in there and pick out a shirt, t-shirt. Uh, you're guaranteed to be the only one, and they nice. But anyway, that's all I have. You guys were.
Amazing.
You sure were.
Incredible.
Mm-hmm. You
Outstanding.
sure were.
Amazing.
Amazing. Thank y'all for tuning in. And I will see y'all tomorrow with whatever tidbit I got to talk about. Until then, peace. Go to the store. Check me